there, SEM Explorers. So we're going to do super easy orienteering in a few easy steps, so come along. Okay, now we're going to talk about what to wear on our orienteering day. Let's start with closed-toed shoes like sneakers or hiking boots. Definitely have socks, and then long pants, because in orienteering you go through the forest and your legs can get We're going to give you 3 things for the orienteering. We're going to give you a map of the area, a compass, and then every one of you is going to get a whistle that you get to keep after the trip. Okay, let's talk about the different parts of the compass. Every compass comes with a lanyard to put around your neck. It has a base, this big base plate. This is the compass needle itself. We call that red. This is the bezel. Notice within the bezel, there's a little thing that looks like a shed. We actually call that the shed. And this arrow right here, this is the arrow of direction of travel. Okay, so this is our map. Notice it's in a map cover. It stays in the cover when we're orienteering, but for now, just for the camera, I'm going to pull it out so you can see it better. Couple things to notice about this. Number one, where are you? We're actually in Delaware Park for this orienteering training session. You will be at Chestnut Ridge, so you'll have a completely different map. But here's what's similar between all orienteering maps, how colorful it is, and every color means something distinct and special. On the back of the map, you'll see something called the legend, and this is where it tells you what all the different colors and different symbols mean. So for instance, you see here blue, that's impassable body of water. We see on the side it'll be, that's Hoyt Lake that we're looking at. We'll see this kind of orange is open land or meadow. If it's kind of hatched, that means that there's scattered trees throughout. Green is different kinds of vegetation. So, and black is usually some sort of a feature. This is a boulder or a man-made feature, like a house would be in black. If there's a prominent tree, it's a green circle because it's green, or a bush. And this interesting thing, a root stock as a green X. That's actually when a tree, a large tree or a tree has fallen over and the roots are sticking up vertically into the air. Now we're going to look around where we are and then compare it to the map. So first of all, I'm in Delaware Park, but I'm at the Rose Garden. And you can see the Rose Garden, and you look behind, you can see the Marcy Casino, and way in the distance, there's actually the History Museum. Behind me, you'll see we're at the gazebo. That's part of the Rose Garden. Then you'll see, noticing other features, noticing we've got open field, so grass with some distinct trees. And we're at the top of Shakespeare Hill, so you'll notice there will be a hill down below that. Okay, so now we're looking at the whole map. And we are here because it looks like a rose garden, and it is the rose garden. You can actually see the paths that crisscross through the rose beds. This is a black structure. The shape of the Marcy Casino, it's black, which means it's man-made. And if you remember, I said across was way in the back was the History Museum, and here it is. Once again, black structure, the shape of the History Museum. We come back to the meadow behind us by Shakespeare Hill. And notice that that's the open meadow, which is the red, the kind of orange color, distinct trees. And these lines right here are called contour lines, and it actually shows a hill. The closer they are, the steeper the hill. So it's steep, but not too steep. Okay, the first thing we do is we actually put the compass around our neck. This is where we're going to keep it. And the first thing is you want to find the end of the bezel, and you want to line it up with that direction of travel. So if the N is following the direction of travel, pointing to the top. Now we're ready to go. There are 5 things you need to know. Just 5. It's that easy. Number 1, find north. Number 2, orient your map to north. Number 3, locate where you are and then put your thumb on that location. Number 4, where are you going? Locate where you are going. And number 5, tell the story. Number 1, find north. So you pick up your compass in front of you, put it flat on your hand. Notice that if you don't have it flat, the little arrow inside, the compass arrow, moves and can't move freely. So once you have it flat, then you move your body so that you put red in the shed. Notice how red, wait a minute, I gotta make it flat. Red is in the shed. Now the compass and I are all facing north. Number 2, orient the map to north. Notice in the map there's an N with an arrow pointing up, and these arrows all here all are pointing up to north. So to orient the map to north, I then take out my compass, which I've already got red in the shed. I'm facing north, but my map isn't until I actually orient the arrows of my map with the arrows on the compass. And now the map is oriented north. Number 3, locate where you are. So I know I'm at the rose garden. Here's the rose garden. There's a gazebo. If I look up, I see there's a path to the gazebo, and you can even look up and see like, okay, yep, there it is. And I look back down at my map, and so I realize that I'm on this corner. My map is still oriented to north. I am right here, and I'm going to put my thumb on it, and I'm actually going to fold my map, and that is okay to fold your map. It helps for you to do that. I'm going to fold my map, and that's where I am. Number 4, find where you want to go. I know that I want to go to number 5, the target, or as we say in orienteering, the control, number 5, which is located in the center of this circle for number 5. And then what I do is point in the direction basically where I think I know where I'm going to go, behind me. And so I point somewhere behind me in this direction. And number 5, tell the story. What do I mean by tell the story? What I mean is, what's the story? What am I going to find between where I'm located here and to the control over here using the map? So I know that it's a hashed area. So I know, just like I can see, I'm in a field with lots of trees. I see that there is right here a little black dot. I look in the legend. That means it's a boulder. I see pathways here. And this over here is the playground with different swing sets in the man-made and the pathway. And I see like this little triangle here. So my control, the target or my control, should be, and I'm gonna actually start to look now, and let's look up and see. Do I see pathways? Oops. Yes, I do. Okay, I just made a super common mistake, which is when I moved my body, I moved the map. But guess what? Look, my map, is it oriented to north? No, it's not. Let's check. Here's my compass. Notice that the arrows are pointing this way, but red is pointing the other way. So I need to push my map back, move it back so that it is actually lined up with north. Now I'm good. My map is good. Now that we're correctly oriented, let's tell the story, this time looking up. I look up. I see a path to my left. I actually see a boulder, and I see a triangle of green grass. My control should be right at that boulder. Let's go see. Hey, I found it. Okay, not totally because it's not the real thing, but this is what a control actually looks like. It's usually around a tree or a rootstock, or it would have been on a boulder, and it's a square tag with the number 5, because it's actually number 5 control, and a special code at the bottom. Okay, you got to the control, what do? You take the code words or letters and you write them down. So that number 5 was IV. You write it on your piece of paper, and your advisor will use their phone to take a picture of it so it's time stamped when you actually got to the control. Okay, so time to move on to the next one. I'm gonna look at my map. I'm gonna go to number 6. That's where I know where I'm gonna go. So what's the first thing you do? Find north. So get my compass out. It's all twirled around. I find north. Where is my, make sure it's flat. There is north. I have found north. Number 2, I orient the map to north. So I put it down. I can do it this way. It is flat. Map is oriented. Number 3, where am I? Locate where I am and put your thumb there. I'm at number 5. Number 4, where do you want to go? I'm going to go here to number 6, and I'm going to point it somewhere in this direction. And number 5, tell the story. So by looking at my map, I know that I'm going to be going through an open field. I'm going to be going down a hill. Notice these contour lines. Here, let me use this. Contour lines. There's down a hill. I will cross a path. First is unpaved, an unpaved path. I have to cross through. There's green now. There's some forest, but it's light green. Let's look at the legend. What's light green again? Light green is slow running, so you can go through it. So you can walk through it. And remember, white is forest that you can actually go through it. There's no underbrush. So there's going to be some open forest. Then there's dark green. Dark green is dense forest that is impassable. So we know we can't go that way. Then there's going to be another field. There'll be a boulder, because that's a little dot there. There'll be a distinct tree and a bush. And it's somewhere in this area by bush. I also know if I've gone to a path, I've gone too far. If I hit the water, I've definitely gone too far. So I just told a story by using the map of looking at the direct route, but there's some places that I can't go through. I can't go through that dense forest. So I need to use some things they call handrails, or what are some things that can help me, like pathways or things that already exist, that'll be the easiest way to get there. So I can look back at the map and figure that out. Note that my map is still oriented correctly. My thumb is where I am. I'm going to put my thumb here. I notice that if I'm walking down the hill past some trees and through the open meadow, I'm going to get myself to this area where I have one path and it diverges into two. I'm going to get myself here, and from there I'm going to look and see how to go through the forest and manage to go through to get to the next meadow. I know I want to walk to the path where the paths diverge, but I can't see that from here. So I need to find something in the same direction that I can see and walk towards that and then move on. So if I have my map is oriented again, remember, just making sure it is. I'm gonna make it flat. Yes, it is. And I know I'm going in this direction. I'm going to walk past these two trees to the tree at the edge of the hill in this correct direction. So I've got a target, interim target, to get me to the paths that diverge. Yay! Because guess what? I can see where the path diverges. Yay! Okay, so let's go to where the paths diverge and we'll reassess our situation. I reached where I was headed, where the two paths diverge, and I'm supposed to go through here to number 6, but I can't. It's impassable forest. So now I need to create a new chapter of my story. Okay, go back to the 5 steps. Number 1, find north. Here we are. Put red in the shed. Orient the map. My map is north. Locate where I am. I'm here at the paths, diverge. Where do I want to go? I know I want to go this way. I can't get there. Let's tell the story number 5. Okay, so to tell the new story, the next chapter of the story, I cannot go through here. I'm trying to go to the control number 6. What are some things that can help me? This pathway right here can help me. I can skirt the impassable woods till I get to an open woods. That's the white. I keep this on my left shoulder as I'm walking that way. And then I can go to the woods and find another impassable woods. I know if I pass those two to my left, then I'm in the right place. I hit an open meadow. I see a boulder. I will walk towards a boulder. Once I get to the boulder, I will reorient myself to see a distinct tree, and the control should be right there at a bush. Okay, got to reorient again. There's my boulder. Find north. Red in the shed. Orient the map. Number 3, where am I? Where do I want to go? To a prominent tree. There should be a bush beyond it, and here we go. Okay, there it is, number 6. So what do? We write down 6. We write down the 2 letters, MI. The advisor takes a picture, so it's time-stamped, and we go on to the next one. So that's it in a nutshell. Orienteering, 5 simple steps. We're gonna have a great time together in a beautiful place. Looking forward to it.